Oh, hello Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that. We got the Fool. Very nice. We don't very often start out with the Fool. I feel like you're not in your typical like Taurus seriousness, that Taurus gets this rap for being very stubborn, I don't feel like you're very stubborn. You're not very hard-headed right now at all, right? You're very light. There feels like there's a freedom. It feels like you're having fun right now. I feel like you're the type of person that tries very hard to see the light in every situation. I feel like you also are someone who tries not to get attached. Now, I don't know if there's a connection with Buddhism for you, if you've got a Buddha statue somewhere near you, but I'm kind of seeing like a Buddha, like a ceramic Buddha or something by you, or in your energy there somewhere. But I feel like you sort of are practicing this non-attachment right now, okay? And I guess it works both ways. We don't want to be so attached to the bad things, the unpleasant things, the negative things, right? We want to be able to just let them go. But even the pleasant things, the good things, the things we like and want and love, the things that feel good. I feel like you're understanding that sometimes, I mean, most all the time, really, those are impermanent too. Right? And if we practice a non-attachment, it doesn't mean that we're just cold and indifferent and not enjoying anything in our lives. And we're just like a wet blanket or something. No, it means we fully enjoy everything that life has to offer. And then when it's done and gone and empty, we let it go. And we're fine. Right? And that's kind of the Fool energy here. So the Fool isn't kind of going around like, why do anything, if there's going to be no enjoyment or no experience, even with the negative, unpleasant things. You're going to feel it, but we're not going to be attached to it. We're not going to identify with it. The Fool is kind of one in one ear and out the other. Nothing sticks to the Fool. Things go through it, it feels it, but then it passes through and it's fine, right? We could get into some of the more technical, metaphysical aspects of that where something does stick. We are changed by our experiences, right? But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about the attachment to those feelings, those experiences, particularly the feelings, pleasant, unpleasant feelings, right? Let's put this card into some context. Let's see what's going on with you right now. There is interesting, fixed air energy with the Prince of Swords. Kind of different from the Fool, right? The Fool is not fixed, free, floating, transcending time and space, whereas this one has a very firm identity, is very attached to a thought, very attached to a belief. Okay? Let's see what else is going on here. Now we've got another court card, a Queen of Wands, Five of Wands, the Magician, Mercury, Trickster, Juggler. I love it. I like this card for its adaptability and for its sort of, for its ingenuity, its cunning and craft, right? And we've got a Six of Wands. Very nice. Anytime we get a 5, we start looking for the 4. You're doing one better. You're giving me a 6. I like it. This is the card of victory. Whatever this fight is, it's going to resolve. Okay. Now we've got another court card, a Knight of Wands, and a Six of Cups. Not only is this going to resolve and you're going to be the winner, let's say, it's going to feel good. It's going to be sort of a win-win. It's going to be a win-win situation, okay? And we've got the Ten of Wands is really what we don't want. And finally, we have another court card with a fixed earth energy. This seems to be, it kind of feels like this is something to do with a group of people at work or a team of people that you're supposed to be working with. Now, when I say work, I don't just mean what you're doing for money. I think maybe this is what you do for money, but that's not what I mean all the time. When I say work, I mean whatever you're doing with your time every day, whatever you are investing in, whatever you are putting your energy toward, whatever you're burning calories doing on a daily, you know, whether it's career, employment, job stuff, whether it's family, relationships, whether it's your pets, your plants, your people, something creative, your spiritual work, right? Work is a blanket term. Doesn't matter how old you are, or what station you are in life, or what phase of life you're in. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. There's been some questions. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor, infinite, and unknown. We're going to set it right here and put Frankenduck right on top, and we're going to leave that right over there. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Now, if you have a prediction for that card, drop it in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's exercise our intuition. Let's use this higher mind of this magician, right? Let's practice this every chance we get. Let's look around the room here, because I find something very interesting here that I really love to see the Fool and the Magician together. These are our two major arcana, the only major arcana energies we have today. This is talking about your spiritual self, your kind of spiritual identity. This is who you are, and this is what your job is right now. The Fool is raw talent, and the Magician is skill. Okay, and I think that life, any kind of success that we have in life, is sort of a mixture of talent and skill, right? And of course, we got cards of hard work too, which I think is like, it's 99% hard work, but then that 1%, talent and skill. Now, talent you're sort of born with. Talent is just like, when I was a kid, I in elementary school, I knew kids that could just pick up a pencil and you can like show them a picture of anything and they would just draw it perfectly in pen right there in the middle of math class. And I'm like, how did you do that? You know, I say, I don't know. I could always do that. That's talent, right? Or someone that can just pick up a musical instrument and somehow make it sound nice, you know? And then skill, of course, is that other side of things where we've got to practice. We've got to learn it. I've got to take that natural talent and refine it. Okay, to bring out those very best qualities that put you a notch above everybody else. Okay, so this might have something very, very creative for you. This might be something that is, well, it could be in a business, it could be in a family or friend situation, but with these court cards, I do feel that there's a group of people here. It might be kind of talking about a team effort. Okay. Let's see, we have fire. We have a lot of fire. Oh my gosh, this is like all fire here, right? All fire. A little bit of water. We got the air here, and then we've got the earth. Now, the air is very interesting because this is a fixed air energy. To me, this is somebody who's sort of refusing to see your side of something. Okay, and I believe that most of the people here are like your contemporaries. I don't feel like it's you dealing with parents or you dealing with kids. Spirit showing me energy that's kind of on the same level as you. So peers, right? Coworkers, and maybe they're older or younger. That doesn't matter, but it's kind of like you're all sort of equal in the company, right? That's sort of what I mean. The Prince of Swords, I think, is somebody that won't see your side of things. This is somebody that, like, somebody that sort of refuses to change. Somebody that's so fixed in their belief about something that they're just not seeing your side of it. And it's almost like they're just refusing to listen to what you have to say. They're refusing to sort of take your recommendations. And it's kind of like, if this is a work situation, you're kind of saying, hey, I know how to fix this. I know how to make this work. I know what to do. And someone, maybe everybody, the boss or whoever, they're not trusting you. They're not believing in you. They're sort of refusing to do something differently. I think you're coming in with this very creative energy. And now we could be talking about a family thing or a spiritual thing. Maybe this is happening at church or at the library. But it's there's no trust here, and they're sort of refusing to change their ways about something because, well, especially with the Fool and with the Magician, it shows very creative energy in you, right? It shows your sort of true genius, And I think, like any good idea, there's a lot of people that are resistant. A lot of people that don't want to try it, And really, I think it's because the sort of fear of change that people have. But what I really like about the end of this is this Prince of Pentacles, which is showing me that things are going to, whatever your idea is, it's going to be implemented. There is this person here who's sort of refusing to change, but I think they're going to come around, right? They're going to come around. And I think that the results are going to be a lot better than you anticipated. I think your hard work is going to pay off. Okay, this might even be sort of an indication here that maybe you're sort of being told to kind of keep your ideas to yourself right now, because maybe you already know that this other person or this group of people or this whatever it is, they're not gonna receive your ideas very well. Like, it's kind of like you can start talking, but no one's really going to be listening. So it's almost, Spirit's kind of saying, kind of keep things to yourself. Work on what you can do. Hone your own skills here. Yeah. The Queen of Wands underneath the surface here is kind of saying the same thing. There's water and fire in this card. Okay. And this could be... we could be talking about another person involved, but this is down beneath the surface. This is underneath all of it, right? So this is within you. This is sort of what you're keeping to yourself, and maybe this is you this great idea that really could, I think, revolutionize whatever it is that you're doing, can change the course of history, can change the outlook for this company or this group of people or this creative endeavor. This is you kind of just keeping your head down and working on it yourself in a way. And I know it doesn't look like this card's keeping their head down and working on it, but I feel like this is kind of this is a person who's hiding something. There's water inside this card. You couldn't tell by looking at it. So this is almost that there is something that you deeply care about that means something to you, and you're not really revealing it. There's something soft in the middle of this, and it's just it's being covered by this fire. So I kind of feel that it is there's something that's not yet ready to come forth, and so there's almost a need for you to sort of blend in with this fire energy. Now, I do want to point out, and we didn't ring the bell, but this is your superpower card, right? And let's ring the bell for it now, because this is an important energy. But this is sort of at the end of the day, this is you kind of revealing yourself, revealing your energy, revealing this, well, perhaps what is this great idea that you have. The thing that is going to solve this problem. Okay, but for right now, it's sort of being kept underneath the surface, and I feel that you're sort of engaged in the fire energy. You're here, kind of struggling with everybody, but you have that secret inside of you, right? That something that's going to change the world, but it's like you're not revealing it yet. You're just going to kind of struggle. It's almost like you're working on this problem with everybody, and you're kind of scratching your head saying, yeah, gosh, I don't know how to do it. Well, let's try this and that and this and that. And you're just you're going along with it almost as a game, almost as a ruse. Whereas inside you kind of, this, and you're just almost waiting for the right moment, you know. It could be that there's an older female energy in your life that is part of this, right? Because this is sometimes just that stubborn person that just kind of likes to fight, right? And we do see a lot of the fire energy. But I think as part of your aura right now, this is something that you're keeping to yourself. Okay, something that you're keeping to yourself, sort of waiting for the right moment to make that revelation, because there's been a lot of fighting going on, and with the Five of Wands here in the background, it feels like everybody now is almost like out for themselves. And again, this could be a family thing, could be spiritual work, it could be something happening at the job or your creative collaboration. I don't know, you're in a band or something. Could be like a group of engineers, I don't know, city planners. There's been a lot of infighting. Feels like everybody is kind of not trusting anybody else, and it feels that everybody feels the competition. Yeah, everybody kind of wants to be the one to, and maybe if this is literally a competition, I don't know, but it feels like it's meant to be a team effort, but everybody is kind of out for themselves. Yeah. And this is happening, this is sort of the background of things. And I think it's maybe been this way for a while, that there have been probably more than one occasion of some sabotage, of people sort of blocking other people's progress, right? Of this kind of competition. Maybe it's in the workplace, maybe it's somewhere else. Maybe it's a group of friends, I don't know. Okay. But your secret weapon really is your major arcana. One, I think, is your ability to adapt. And I think that's what the Queen of Wands is doing here. When we take these two cards together, the Queen of Wands is adapting to the environment. You're adapting to all this, the fire energy that you've got all around you here. It's kind of saying, yeah, I'm just going to play that game for now too. So it's really Spirit is saying, just sort of, I'm here, play the game, play the game. But I think it's really about you just sort of matching the energy around you. That if that's the situation, then you're doing that. I don't see that as being you kind of stooping to their level or lowering yourself in any way. I feel that it's just you sort of saying, yeah, I can play that game too, for the time being. But there's something that you're working on, there's something that there's something that, some sort of skill or talent that you have, some information that you have that is going to change the situation. All right. The Magician is a very adaptable card. And like I said, Mercury can enter into combination with any other element and takes on those qualities. Okay? We got to be careful with that. Because if you're playing this fiery game, there's a chance to sort of get lost in there, where you sort of lose your identity in that. Okay? And so maybe part of this fixed air energy with the Prince of Swords right here in the middle is you kind of remembering who you are. And even though we're in this kind of fiery, competitive, whatever this is, you're not losing your sense of truth and your identity. Okay, your sense of what is important to you. Okay, and even when we look at the Queen of Wands, the water that's inside of here could really get lost. And it could just be there's just all fire, and that little tiny heart is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until, where is it? Uh-oh, lost it, right? And so we have to be careful with our adaptability, because you have the ability to match the energy that's around you right now, but we don't want to get lost in that. We have to know when to sort of pull ourselves out of that. Okay. Especially when we think of the water energy that we see kind of lonely over here, all by itself in the middle of all this very active air and fire. Air and fire is very, very active, and then there's that little bit of the water energy on the side there that we don't want to lose touch with the water energy that's in here. which is that love, that purpose, that sense of connection and compassion, the real reason why any of this matters to you. Okay? Otherwise, if there is no water, there is no higher objective, let's say, there is no purpose to it, why are we even here? Why are we even fighting? What are we striving for? Okay? This sort of feels like a family thing more than anything. It might be a family situation that has to do with money or with assets or with resources or something like that, right? The Magician is a card that is related to commerce and to transactions. And it's transactions of information, but it could be, financial stuff as well. Okay. So it's kind of the idea here that you're playing a game of chess, and it's almost you're entering into this game. Let's say you're playing chess, and it's kind of like you see how the other players are behaving, and you say, "Oh, we're playing that kind of game. Okay, all right." You roll your sleeves up. You get ready. Well, I can play that way. It's kind of like a no holds barred kind of thing. It's oh, we're taking the gloves off for this round. Okay, all right, I got it. You're able to do that, right? But we don't want to get lost in that, because what we're really trying to do is of course, we're trying to come out on top and actually restore the harmony and the love and the beauty and the success here. Okay. The Six of Wands is a victory. It is you in the future, I think, looking for this big win. You're looking to succeed. You're looking to come out on top of the situation. You're trying to get your plan and your will to be the prevailing energy. But this is not just for you alone. Okay? This is something that is meant to be a group win. Okay? So it's not every person for themselves, although it feels like that now. It's meant to be a team effort. Okay, so if you're crossing the finish line, I feel that you're kind of linked arms with everybody else. Now, you may be at the front, and you may be the one that's kind of, that's leading everybody to victory. But you are making sure that everybody is there too. And that's kind of related to that Six of Cups that we have on the other side here. So I don't know exactly what's going on with you, but I feel that it's a very intense situation. I do feel like it has something to do with money. Okay. And Spirit is showing me a very sort of, not intricate, but a very special fireplace in the house. It's got a wood mantelpiece and a lot of stuff on top of the mantelpiece. And it's like a brick, stone, or not brick, but stone fireplace. Yeah. So I don't know whose house that is, but I feel like that might be something important. It could be really the symbol of the hearth, right? Bringing everybody sort of together. Remembering that we're all family is the energy that I'm feeling. Okay. We're going to move over to the path of the serpent here. We see a lot more fire energy, but we do finally see some productive energy. All this fire, it's good to have a little bit of earth, right? Because with all the fire energy, it feels like there's a lot of people wrestling for power. There's a lot of people that want to take charge and want to be the leader, and it's just, it feels more a power struggle than anything. Nothing's getting done. There's very little communication. Because of the fixed air energy, everybody believes their own thing, and so there's really no conversation. There maybe it's just a lot of arguing. So there's a lot of very strong-willed people, and it's a lot of executive chefs, but no line cooks. No one's actually making the meal here, right? Until the end, until we get here, and then that's when we start seeing the progress. That's when things really start getting built. And you know what this reminds me of is that show, The Bear. Have you watched that show? That is like the best show on television right now. That show feels like this. It feels like all of this fiery energy. There's a lot of talent, there's a lot of skill, but it's just surrounded by chaos. Okay? And I wonder if that's how you've been feeling lately. That in this room, there's a lot of talent, a lot of skill, but it's surrounded by chaos. And so what becomes of all of that talent and skill? Yeah. We're going to talk about the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything, and it really helps out the channel. We've got to support all of our favorite YouTube tarot readers. I know I'm your number one favorite, but everybody that you watch, everybody that you love, like their videos, subscribe to the channels, leave comments, watch the videos all the way through till the end, right? Really let them know, that you value their readings. Anyway, I appreciate you. General energy now is the Knight of Wands, and that's what I was kind of fearing, right? We have the Queen of Wands. We've got a little bit of water in there. When we get to the Knight, this is fire and fire. Where'd the water go? Right? Where did the water go? And the water really is that sense of connection, remembering that we all love each other, remembering that we all have the same goal here. Okay? This is sort of forgetting that. This is now just fire for the sake of fire. This is now just everybody's yelling and screaming. We forget why. We forget the purpose of things here. Okay? And this is weird to be in your general energy because it's not really the progression that we would like to see. Maybe if these were switched, it would be a little different, but it's kind of like you're going a little bit too far with this, that you're being consumed by the chaos here. Okay? And maybe if once you're aware of this, then we can sort of do something about that. And maybe that's why we've got the Six of Cups next. Okay? The Six of Cups, I think, is it's a big improvement in the family relationships. If this is a family thing, this is the calm, the pleasure, and maybe here when you kind of you force this victory. This is almost kind of saying that this is like a brute force kind of game that you're playing. That sometimes the strategy just has to be pushing harder than everybody else. Maybe it's not so much about being smarter or more cunning or having a better strategy. Maybe it's just about being stronger. Right? And this is a far cry from where we started with the Fool saying, yeah, you're just kind of in this happy-go-lucky energy. And then all this fire came around and said, well, so much for all that happy-go-luckiness. Right? But we can get it back. And I think that the Six of Cups is sort of, you push hard enough to sort of, to resolve this chaos. This is you being able to create order out of the chaos. Okay? That you've just beaten everybody, and now they're going to shut up and listen to you. And it feels wrong to say that. It feels harsh, but sometimes that's the only way. Just for you to stand up and yell louder than everybody else so that everybody can be quiet. Okay? And then, of course, now we've got everybody is quiet. Everybody's listening. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's starting to remember why we're here. Everybody's kind of waking up. The fire has sort of been turned down. Okay? You turn the ovens off. You put the AC on. Everybody could breathe a little bit better. And we start to come back to our senses and say, oh yeah, how's everybody doing? I love you guys. And it's silly. But I think that this is really the important step here, is to get everybody feeling like a family again, feeling like we're all in this together. Okay, and I think that's really coming from this sort of victory that we see, and these two cards together are very, very nice. The fire we don't want, of course, is the Ten of Wands, because it's too extreme. It's too much. This card is unwanted because it is so much fire that it sort of burns you permanently, right? This is also you recognizing that you don't want to have all of the responsibility yourself. That yes, you're trying to get everybody in line, to get everybody quieted down, everybody listening, everybody following orders, but you don't want that to break down the cooperation, right? This card is about oppression. This card is really about, well, it's about you taking on too much responsibility and there's no help. But this is also about you not wanting to stifle anybody else's creativity. So it's really a balancing act, and I'm glad we have the sixes, because the sixes are all about harmony and balance. Now, you don't want to dominate other people. You don't want to silence everybody. You're not a dictator, you know. You want everybody to be creative and everybody to work together and everybody to bring their talent and skills to the table. You're not trying to break people. You're trying to organize them and wake them up and remind them of the purpose here. Remind them that we love this, that this is something that is, all of this fighting is because there's so much passion here, right? We don't want to break anybody. We don't want to silence anybody's creative voice. But there has to be a leader. There has to be organization. This is chaos. This reading began as chaos, right? I'm not even sure if I'm going to post this. But you're creating an order out of it. Okay? And it's not easy, not an easy thing to do. You certainly don't want to play the game in such a way that you kind of permanently break the bonds between the other people here. Now, I don't know if they're coworkers, family, friends, if this is one person or many. I feel like it's many. I feel like it's many, and I feel like it's kind of family, right? It feels like The Bear. If you haven't watched The Bear, go watch The Bear, and you'll see the relevance of the reading, okay? I feel that your life is very much like that right now, in some way, okay? But the saving grace, the good news is the builder, your Taurus power card energy at the end, you're able to keep this ship going. This is now everything's running, everything's growing, everything's building up. This is the success of what you're doing, that you're able to get all of these very different and very strong and very creative people and personalities. You're able to get it functioning in a way that just somehow works. It may still be chaos, but it's working. Okay? And that is sort of your skill and talent right now. And I think it really links back to that Fool. Because we started talking about the Fool in the sense that the pleasant and unpleasant emotions of things, you don't let them stick. You feel them for what they are, and then you let them go away. So what that's kind of saying is, yeah, you're playing this fiery game of domination, right? But you're not harboring any resentment or hard feelings. You can go from all of that fighting, all of that chaos. Let's say this is you. Let's say it is the bear. Let's say you're working in that kitchen. It is chaos. You're yelling and screaming and cursing at everybody all day long. Then at the end of the night, it's all love and all hugs. All that stuff, you can let it go. That's also the magician. We adapt and we become the chaos. We become the fire, right? So that we can use the fire, right? We can wield it appropriately. Then you got to be able to let it go and come back to the love, like that, you know. And I feel that's what's going on here. Okay, I feel that is the Fool not hanging on to those feelings, not taking that fiery chaos, anger, frustration home with you. It is appropriate for a certain time and place, but then after that, and even within that, there has to be, under the surface, there has to be that little seed of love in there that we don't forget. Why we're in this fire in the first place is because of that love, baby. Okay? So it's very good to have the Prince of Pentacles at the end. I want to look at the mystery card. Well, you know what I want to do first? There's so much fire here. Let's do one. We're going to do one of these Oracle of the Radiant Sun. I'm just going to select one randomly. And it is the Lust, the Strength. This is sort of a, well, it's a Venus in Aries energy, but to me, this is kind of the passion, right? The lust, that everybody wants this so bad that everybody's kind of fighting to do it, fighting to get it done, right? Fighting to be in charge. And it's just, I think this is a really good indication of why there is so much fire here. Because you've got a very, very hungry group of people around you. Very passionate, very fired up for whatever this work is. right? That's why there's so much chaos. Everybody just really, really wants it that bad. Needs a leader, okay? Needs a leader. I want to do now really one quick botanical inspiration card. Let's see if we can just cool the fire down a very little bit before we look at that mystery card. We've got the Sweet William, Gallantry, grant me a single smile. Sweet William small has form and aspect bright, like that sweet flower that yields great Jove delight. I haven't heard that one before, but I like it because I feel that this is, it's kind of in all this chaos and all this fire, you still are sort of going through it with that fool energy, with that smile. You know, going through it like in some way, it's like this is beautiful, man. This is everybody. Like there's so much creative talent. There's so much passion in the room. Like it's palpable, you know. And so I think that really is something that you like. That's something you enjoy. That's something that is satisfying to you in a way, right? This water energy is kind of here. It's almost like you've got that smile on your face where, why are you smiling? You know, there's all this fight, all this chaos, and that you're over here just like kind of saying, this is cool, you know, because all these people are so fired up and so creative and so hungry and so passionate. You know, I like it. Mystery card, are we going to like it? I want to see more earth energy or more water. Water to cool off the fire. I want to see earth to kind of say that, hey, all this fire all this chaos is being channeled into manifestation, into profits and productivity and success, right? If you have a prediction for this one, I want you to put it in the comments. I'm thinking earth energy. I'm thinking big time good earth energy, yeah. Like a 9, maybe a 6, but 9 or a 10 would be real nice. Let's see what we have. Oh yeah. Big time profit and success. I think this is huge profit. This is somebody who is just like living lavish, right? I mean, that is just like rolling in the dough. Like it's just, it really is the manifest. All of this now is kind of working. It's a 9. It's an odd number. It's a function. It's something that's ongoing. It's something that's continuing to work, right? And I don't know how it's working, but it's like all this chaos, all this fiery energy is manifesting in the earth as success, as a business that is working, it is running, and maybe every day or every night is chaos, but it's a beautiful chaos, and it's a very profitable chaos, and it's working. Okay, go watch The Bear if you haven't yet. But this is really good. But in this chaos, in this success, in this profit, we have to slow down and appreciate it. You have to be able to turn it off at some point to enjoy it, to feel the rewards, to feel the love. Okay? If this is you living lavish, this is a success and huge profits, but don't let that change you. Because if that changes you in a particular way, we're going to lose this fight. We're going to lose the fire. We're going to lose the passion. We're going to lose the lust, the hunger. And then it's not going to work anymore. And it's going to fall apart, and you're going to lose this. Okay? So it's kind of like saying, no matter how rich you get, live below your means. Live like you're poor. You know, still believe in your heart that you're poor, so that you stay hungry, you stay in this fire, you stay fighting. All right? No matter how successful or how huge the profits are, the business is still razor thin margins. We still got to fight, every day. It's a mindset. Yeah. And now we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for you, Taurus, are on Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment for me and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.